What about the Boy Scouts that don't know when to get out of the business? You know those old ones? What do they call them? Eagle Scouts? They're like 18 years old. They got a mustache. They're still wearing those stupid little shorts and a handkerchief. Like, dude, grow a dick and join the Marines at this point. You got too big to molest.
Greg Fitzsimmons is on the Adam Carolla Show.
Fitzdog's got dates. Going to be in Tampa, going to be in Torrance, going to be in Temecula. No, I just was on a alliteration roll there. Point Pleasant, New Jersey's coming up after that. Real good stand-up comedian. So go to gregfitzsimmons.com for all his dates. And go find Rudy, too. He's a really good comedian as well. Rudy's really stepped up his game.
Thanks, man.
People are laughing.
Yeah, I can't wait. We're going to be in Salt Lake City coming up in a couple weeks together, so looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Rudy's really good stand-up.
Thanks, man.
And improving all the time, but working on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's always a work in progress, yeah. You guys know the Olympic boxer Imane Khelif?
Yeah.
That's the picture right there. Yeah, I just want to make sure you guys know.
Oh, is it Imane?
It's funny because
it's funny.
I found like 13 different websites that all said it differently. So I just went with the one that sounded the most Americanized. So Imane Khelif is her name. But there's a little bit of, if you remember, Greg, she won the gold medal because she beat the girl from China in the Olympics. Yeah.
All right, hold on. It's always funny because I like when people's names sort of compete with what they're doing.
Sure.
So Imane is being accused of being a man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Gene Hackman became an actor. But his name Hackman. Like he'd be making fun of a guy who's a shitty actor. Mm-hmm. And then there's my friend over at the Calico Fish House, Chef Gruel. Gruel's slop that you feed to prisoners in 18th century France. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just weird when you get a last name. And by the way, Peter Dinklage, Dinky, Dinkler, Dinklage. I mean, it's weird when you are.
I got a buddy named Ross Broccoli who is a farmer in Nebraska.
Get out.
Perfect.
Yep.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dude who did my vasectomy, Dr. Pleasance.
Oh, really?
Great name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you guys have heard about this. Recently came out that newly leaked test results prove that Olympic boxer Imane Khelif does have male chromosomes after the International Olympic Committee dismissed the claim as not legit and let her compete in the Paris 2024 games.
Well, people were complaining at the time, and then they said, there's nothing to see here. Mm-hmm. The little bit of it is like, there's a little bit of a sniff test. Like there's a part where you're going, man, that guy's got pretty ripped up arms, or that gal.
Yeah.
And a stiff jab. And the other competitors are like quitting in the middle of the bout. And it's kind of like.
Well, it's one of the takes that she's, what do you call it when you have both organs?
A hermaphrodite?
Is she like that she's a hermaphrodite?
Maybe, because this does say that she was found to have male XY chromosomes in a 2023 test.
There's a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of speculation at the time. Basically what it is, and there was a lot of speculation time that it was a male, but then now it's more confirmation that it was a male or something. But everyone went on everyone has said it's a dude, a new asshole, because they weren't being inclusive or they're being whatever, and then it turned into a whole big thing. But it's sort of like people were looking at her/him, and you get to the gold medal round, and the chick you're fighting quits 40 seconds into it. It's like it, and you look at the face, and you look at the arms, and you're kind of like, and then you kind of get into this Joe Biden world where you have all these guys going out going, hey, White House said he was fine. And it's like, yeah, you can see video of him looking completely out. Use your own sniff test a little bit. Like, well, they didn't say anything. Yeah, well, they're not going to say anything. That's what they do. But you can see video of him kind of looking disoriented. It's on you. It's like the sniff. She didn't. Imane didn't pass the sniff test, but I don't know.
Guys in the booth, there's a photo on the New York Post. I don't know if you guys have that from the email earlier, but if you bring up that photo, it's her in like a suit almost. It's a kind of a headshot. And when you look, when I first saw it, I'm not joking, I thought that it was a picture from the white chicks with the Wayans brothers. Remember? And I was like, oh, what? And then I realized, but when you see the features of her face, you go, that's a dude. There's no way that can't be a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but there are chicks that are much more dude than I am, who are just chicks.
Yeah, there you go, right there. That's the one I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
having a manly face, I mean, there's a lot of women in sports that look manly.
China from the WWE.
Yeah.
Remember her? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She had something. She had a disease that was like, and I don't know if it's a disease, but a condition that was like one of those two words you don't want to put together. Like, it was like clitoris gigantism or something like two words you didn't want put together. You know, What, she had like clitoramania or something. Like it was like literally like taking this word, putting it with that word, and doing the opposite of a Reese's peanut butter cup. Like you're making the worst thing ever. Now
I thought that dude played in Guar.
Yeah, clitoris
giganta.
Look up China's whatever. It was like clitoris something, and I remember just thinking like. It's like if you were eating when you heard it, you'd put your fork down and lean back for a second. I can't finish this lasagna now.
I'm trying to think of who was the woman basketball player that was held in a Russian prison for a long time?
Oh, she's got the voice.
The voice.
Brittany Griner?
Right.
Brittany Griner. I mean, that's intense.
Right. But then you're like, maybe everyone over 6'7" has that voice.
Right.
You know, so I'm not sure. Yeah, when you hear her talk, it sounds like Mr. Ed.
Yeah, we had a couple of neighbors named the McKibbins back in the day, and they were all mom, dad, son, daughters. They were all like 6'5" and massive. And you know, when Billy Madison, Odoyo rules. That family, like that's what we lived across the street from.
Yeah.
And Shiloh McKibbin would come out and just wreck shop on every dude in the street playing football.
Yeah,
just stiff arm the shit out of them. Kids would be busted up.
What happened to crazy families that lived next door?
Yeah.
We had like the Montgomerys. There were two dudes.
Irish.
They had a dog named Moon who was like a wild dingo. They'd let it run outside. It would attack everybody.
The lawn never had grass on it.
Anyone rode by on a bike would get chased by the dog that was literally blue and greasy. Like when a dog is, the color of the dog is blue and it looks like it's covered with grease. It's like a literally African wild dog. And they would not keep it in the yard. They had a fence.
Yeah.
They let it run wild. It attacked me once. Any old lady walking down, Moon was on him. The two fucking brothers were nuts. Like later on, I found out the Montgomery brothers like held up a supermarket or something.
Wow.
Like what happened to the crazies?
Yeah.
You know, that the Graviches over there and the Montgomerys over here, and they're fucked up and they were doing stupid shit.
Right.
Someone was in juvie.
Yeah.
You know what?
There's a lot of motorcycles.
Yeah, what happened?
But kind of taken apart on the lawn.
Yeah, it was probably us just staring at our phones now. We don't need the crazy neighbors to entertain us. We can watch all the crazy
Right.
Well,
happen
also,
on our
nobody can
phones.
afford more than 2 kids anymore, so you're not getting those big families. I mean, it's abortions are very popular these days.
What the syndrome that China had, the China syndrome.
Oh, by the way, one more name. Andy Dick. How did we leave that one out?
Oh, you're right, right.
Okay.
Clitoromeglia or megala.
Wow.
Clitoromegala.
Yeah.
That's just
It
walk to
sounds
the other
like-
side of the street.
It sounds like a dinosaur that's going to fuck you.
Right. Yes. Yeah, that's what she had.
Wow.
Yeah, that's bad.
All right, guys. So youth violence has skyrocketed in New York City over the past couple of years. One of the police commissioner Jessica Tisch came out, and she blames it on the raise the age law. I don't know if you guys know what that is. I looked it up. So apparently kids who have committed crimes, especially violent crimes like gun-related charges, usually around the age of 14 could be tried as an adult. Now they've bumped that up to about 16 to 17.
Okay.
Okay, so let's break it down. Everything is just getting younger in terms of activities, and violent crime shouldn't be any different. Like, let's just go back 50 years and go to the youth, 15 and under, basketball, McDonald's all-star team.
Yeah.
No one's dunking.
Right.
You look at 13-year-old guys play basketball or 14, 15 on the McDonald's all-star, whatever thing. They're dunking. They're jamming. They're taller. They're bigger. They're just doing stuff that no one formally did, Right. And like everything, fucking, fighting, dunking, it's all like younger and younger and younger. You got... And on the good end, too, you got like 3-year-olds doing long division and stuff with the Chinese mom or playing Beethoven on the Steinway at age 5 and stuff.
There's a 2.5-year-old that's a Mensa. The youngest Mensa of all time was just announced this week in England.
I just got the shit kicked out of me by a 3-year-old who was a 12th degree black belt in Taekwondo. I fucking kid was eyeballing me. I told him to give me some space. I was on my back. He'd tap it out like 10 seconds later. Like, it's happening.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's going to be a UFC champ who's 17 in 5 years, right? Like, everything is just skewed down. It took Tony Hawk till his like 36th birthday to do a 690 on a skateboard. The next guy did it was 13, like 4 weeks later, right? It's
right.
just, so it would make sense that violence and murder and rape and all the other stuff, that's just going to skew down maybe some of the same people that McDonald's put on the all-star team. I don't know, but I'm saying it's all trending down.
Yeah, well,
right?
Also, like, there's been a lot of stories in the last couple of years about kids that are like 9 stealing their parents' cars and driving down
they
the
can
highway.
barely see over the steering wheel.
Yeah.
So, but it's a combination of like, look, cops aren't really doing. First off, we all grew up scared shitless of cops, just scared to death.
Still am.
Scared.
Detective
Yes.
Palacio in my town.
And people go, you want that? And I go, yes, I do. I want them scared. And they go, well, they shouldn't. But the cop needs to respect them and I'm like, no, they don't. They should just be fucking scared. Hope your kids are scared of cops. Because, hope your kids are. They have the same relationship with fucking alligators. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just go up to the shore edge there and I'll just put some chicken around my neck. And it's like, and you go, well, what if the alligator? Oh, fuck that alligator. It's like, no, get away.
Yeah.
Get away. Just get the fuck away and you see that alligator, don't get in his face. Walk to the other side of the swamp, whatever. They're not scared. And also, when you hear like someone like, well, this kid was arrested 31 times before he was 15, like, all right, what message does he have? He's not going anywhere. You're not doing this. Fucking do whatever you want. It's game on.
It's fun to be scared of the cops. Like, we grew up, I mean, Detective Palacio was like a legend.
You knew his name.
Guy. Yeah, we got arrested a lot. I used to get arrested a lot.
Yeah.
And, but nothing horrible, just vandalism and stealing beer
But you
and
knew
stuff.
that you're on a last name basis with Palacio.
Yeah, I shot out a window with a slingshot one time and ran through the woods, and Palacio was fucking chasing me on foot. It was amazing.
You grew up in Boston, right?
New York.
Oh, New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because I was going to say, like, I grew up in a small town, Hibbing, Minnesota. So I understand how we knew the cops on a first name basis. But in New York.
You grew up in the same town as Bob Dylan?
Yeah. Same town.
No fucking way.
Yeah, same place. Yeah. Wow. Crazy. Yeah. A buddy of mine used to live in his house. So we would be like outside, like dicking around, smoking cigarettes, skateboarding. And then during the summertime, people would come around and like want to take pictures. And there was a guy came up to my buddy Carrie, it was his parents' house, and he walked up and he goes, "Hey man, you live here?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Just wondering, like at night, do you hear Bob Dylan's music?" And Carrie goes, "If I leave the radio on, he's not dead. What the hell are you talking about?"
I like that movie.
Yeah, it was good. Complete Unknown. Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
I didn't learn anything about music, but I learned a lot about how to treat ladies from watching that movie. Which Bob just sat there and did whatever he wanted all the time, every time. And I like that precedent, you know what I mean? Like just establishing, like, look, we can hang out and fuck, but I don't do anything. Yeah. Like I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't help you with your shit. If another hot chick comes around, definitely fucking her, and I'm just going to sit here immersed in my own shit. Yeah. So those are kind of our rules. You want to hang out, great.
Well, being a musical genius is kind of a prerequisite for that.
Yes.
Podcasting. They're not going to stick around.
No. You have to have a kind of a savant like genius, you know. you can't be like doofus from North Hollywood because you have to clean the gutters and do stuff like that. Yeah, you're right.
They had sent my hometown sent a letter to Mr. Zimmerman, as they would call him. They sent it to him like, hey, we want to have a Bob Dylan days here in Hibbing. So they send him this whole proposal. Would he come to town and do the thing, whatever? He sends a letter back. And instead of, somebody from the town reading it and then, relaying to the people, they decide on public access, we're going to open this thing live and see what it says. Obviously, he's going to come back to town. And they open it up in the middle of like a city council meeting or whatever. They open it up and the guy starts reading it. Dear City of Hibbing, to whom this may concern, Mr. Zimmerman does not acknowledge the City of Hibbing. Okay, well, never mind. So I guess that's sad. He's not coming to town. Anyways, we were talking about trash removal over on 6th Street. Yeah.
You had to know. Bob Dylan was not.
He didn't go to get his. Was it a Pulitzer? No, what was the award?
Nobel Prize.
Nobel Prize. He didn't show up.
There are people. I'm very interested in these people. I just call them difficult. They just go. He's not doing this, or he's not going along with that, or it's like every. They say the sentence a lot. They go, "I'm not doing that." You know what I mean? It's like, I don't think I've ever said I'm not doing that. I've just said like, well, maybe we could do something else, or I'm not in the mood for that food, or like whatever, fuck it, whatever. But there's difficult. And they come in all different sexes and shapes and sizes, and they do not necessarily comport with the person's social ranking. You know what I mean? There are, like, Mark Garagos is one of the least difficult people I've ever met. He's always, oh yeah, whatever, let's do it, or fine, or who cares? You know what I mean? Which is weird because you think Mark Garagos wouldn't be that. Yeah. But then there are people who are much lower down the food chain that are super fucking difficult. And it's weird. Rudy's an easy person, which is his greatest. Rudy's asset is easy.
Yeah.
And it's always easy. And because if you ever have to travel with difficult people, that is their Super Bowl of difficult. They're fucking talking to the chick behind the counter when they're checking. This room, is it the airport side of the building, or is it the highway side? Because the airport side, like, it's already, oh man, we haven't even started and we're getting into this. Then there's the restaurant stuff where they got all the difficulty there. Then there's lots of, there's a lot of like, well, just let's walk to the club. Just walk. I'm not walking to the club. It's like a lot. It's like, it is their Super Bowl of difficult. Travel is that if you get easy, Rudy's easy, Dr. Drew's easy.
Yeah.
You need a little low self-esteem.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And Mike August, bizarrely, is easy person to travel with. You just go, you can do a lot of, the litmus test with the difficult person versus the easy person is, what time are we leaving for the airport? Yeah. Because when you do it with Mike August, you just go, what time's the flight? And he goes, 9 a.m. All right. What time how long is it going to take to get there? And they go, half hour. And you go, we got to check the merch bag? Yeah, we got to check the bag. All right, I'll meet you down at 7:30. And he goes, all right. And then he just leaves. Everyone else, difficult, like, hey. All right, wait a minute. What if there's an what if there's an issue with the Uber? You want to meet here in the lobby, or we're going to meet out front? Like, there's a long mix with, I'm not going to, I like to get to I want to get something to eat.
Yeah.
So I want to get, like, easy, difficult. I don't know how it works. It's in the genes. Yeah. It's not, you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
There's no reason for it, but there are difficult people. Yeah. We all know them. And the real moral of the story, kids, is two of you pains in the ass can't hang out together.
No.
You need one fucking
yin and yang.
You need one flexible person that goes, I don't know, what time do you want to eat? Or what do you want to? That's what you need. Otherwise, the two of you get to loggerheads, and you always hate the other person because you don't understand you're the difficult person, and they don't understand they're the difficult person.
Well, I think the self-esteem thing is at the base of it. Like, people always go like, why? I've been married 25 years, so happy, so in love still. What's the secret? We both have low self-esteem.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Whereas we can't believe this other person will take us. I'm in awe of her. And then I'm like, why me?
Yeah.
And she kind of feels the same way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something Fitz Dog, maybe for another show, but I was talking to Rudy about this on the road. I'm really drilling down these days on insecurity.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people who act in a certain way where, first off, they make these proclamations where they go like, I'm the best and you know it. It's like stuff like that. And I always think, first off, you haven't cracked my top 50. Like, I don't know it. But I realize that lots of friction that I have with people is based on their insecurity, which sounds convenient for me to say, but I also realize I don't have an ounce of insecurity. I have stuff I know I'm not good at, but whatever that thing is, I don't have insecurities about it. I've never had insecurity about anything, so I don't walk around sort of half-cocked a lot. Like, what, you think I'm stupid? You think I'm stupid?
Right.
I don't have that at all. I've never had it. And I think a lot of it is having a trade, like being a carpenter or like being a doctor or something. I notice that the people that have skill sets and are accomplished and sort of good don't have that chip on their shoulder thing all the time. But I realize a lot of it is insecurity. Like you're dealing with people, the people, it's sort of like liars accusing you of lying all the time when you don't lie, but it's like, oh, you lie that's why and they go, that guy was lying. Did you see that guy? And it's like, I don't think he was lying. Oh, you're a liar.
Yeah.
So I think what we're talking about, it's sort of when you see the big fat welfare mama who's screaming, you respect me, you better respect me. It's like, why? You don't have a job. You don't know 3 of your kids. You're about to be arrested. Like, why? You're living on welfare. Like, why do I? And she's screaming it, and you're like, oh, this is all this weird projection insecurity. And I've realized like a lot of beefs and issues I've had with people over the years are sort of steeped in a lack of, I don't know, insecurity. And I'm not saying that in a grandiose way. It's just, I don't know it. I don't have a relationship with it. I don't feel scared of things. I feel like I'm good at things. And then the shit I'm not good at, and I don't do it. I'll pay somebody to do it or whatever. But I don't have that insecure feeling. So I don't feel it, recognize it, or understand it, that there's a lot of people that have a lot of it. And it's kind of guiding them. It's like it navigates them.
Right. Well, I also think there's something interesting about how you can admire somebody. Like in the comedy world, obviously there's a lot of people interacting and you have to introduce them. You have to go on the road with them. You have to share a green room with them. And there's a lot of sizing up. And I find that if I really respect somebody, I think they're a good comic, they're a good guy, they're married, but whatever. If they don't like me, I'm not the guy that goes, I fucking hate that guy.
Right.
I can still like somebody if they don't like me, if they reject me.
Yes, that's an important part of this.
Yeah.
And you'll find yourself as a non-insecure person saying, well, maybe the guy forgot or he's late or he has his own. I'm sure there's a reason why. And the insecure person, like, because he's an asshole. That's why. Because he thinks I'm stupid.
Right.
And I go, no, he's just maybe he's got some other issue he's thinking about. So you find yourself like making excuses for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm now starting to think that insecurity is at a weird level in our world because people who like did stuff like built bridges and turned wrenches and fixed stuff and sort of had a hands-on sort of tactile whatever, those guys were always super secure. Like they felt like they could fight. They felt like they could fix things. And now everyone's in some weird, I've spent 3 hours looking at porn on my phone, world. And I took a few edibles and I'm fat,
I don't picture a guy in a tool belt sitting on a Reddit site shitting on the Jay Giles band.
Right, yeah.
Interesting choice, but
yeah. Centerfold is a monotonous slog.
Love stinks. The song stinks.
Yeah, although I do hate that song. But do you guys vibing on what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's around. And also, you see it with other comedians. Like, you don't have to think that that guy sucks. There's a lot of people go, that guy doesn't like you because he wishes he had what you had. And I'm always like, I don't know. Does he? I don't know. Is that what he thinks?
Yeah, it's weird because I feel like I'm a guy with a lot of insecurities, but anytime somebody says like, hey, you're not allowed to be in here, go over there, I'm just like, okay, great. And I just go and I do it. But you're right. The people that freak out about that stuff, like, as you said, you think I'm stupid, you don't, why are you? It feels like if you are that insecure, you should be the one who's towing it down a little bit and going, man, I don't know how to do this. Please tell me how to do it or show me the way. But it's almost like they just go, I know what I'm doing. You get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah, well, it is about being in your lane. If you have a craft, if you have a focus, if you feel good and grateful about what's in your life, you're less apt to feel like somebody judging you is actually a confirmation of things about you that you really feel bad about.
I think the best way to feel secure is a diversity of abilities. Mm-hmm. Like, I realize if you can, as I think about myself, I go, well, I've written a book and I made a documentary, but I can also drive a race car, and I was a boxing coach. So they're all very far apart, but if you feel like I feel comfortable in all those different environments that are sort of far apart, then you have an overall security, I guess. I mean, I'm approaching it from me thinking about myself, which is, it's not a grandiosity. It's just it almost just makes you laid back. You don't feel like everything's an affront.
Yeah.
You know, when somebody cuts you off on the freeway, you don't have to speed up and get in front of them and slam the brakes on. It's like stuff you can just sort of, whatever. Like, I feel like the most secure and the sort of calmest guys at the bar are UFC fighters. You know what I mean? They're just kind of, they're friendly.
Yeah,
they don't, no chip. Nobody thinks they're going to beat them up. And it's a thing. I'm just saying, I think it's bigger than it used to be. And I've noticed that, like, a lot of people, like I said, the signs are, you think I'm stupid, or you think, a lot of, like, you're disrespecting me or whatever. Also, insecure people you can't joke with. Like I bust people's balls just because it's funny to bust people's balls. That's what I do. Secure people laugh. Insecure people get shitty about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you a lot of the people that shit on other people, a lot of them can't take it back. I find that with comedians.
At all, which is weird, right?
Yeah. And people go on roasts and they come off like butthurt, like
angry.
What? I can't believe they said that. Like Tom Brady is very upset. He regrets it. He's bad-mouthing Netflix and everybody that did the roast of him. It's like, did you watch the past roasts?
Yeah.
There are no fucking rules.
Yeah.
And you just got divorced from a supermodel who's fucking her trainer.
Yeah.
Who's probably secure because he knows Taekwondo.
Yeah.
My thing is, if I ever get roasted, fine, but Tom Brady's kids are off limits. I do a little twist on it. You say whatever the fuck you want about my two shitty kids all fucking day long, but Tom Brady's kids, they're off limits.
You should make a list of the things you know you're good at. Like, there's two things I know I'm good at. Number one, Photoshop. I know Photoshop back and forth. I know everything about it.
Okay.
Absolutely. The other thing, skimming off the merch table. Nobody who skims off that table like this guy.
A little light.
Yeah.
A little
Why
light.
is he flying first class and I'm in coach?
A little light. All right, Rudy, I'm going to give you a plug. Going to be in Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're 7th through the 18th?
Well, I think they may have screwed that up because I'm with you in Wisconsin on the 17th, and then I'm doing Don't Tells in Milwaukee 18th and 19th, and then you and I are at the Pabst Theater together on the 20th.
Oh,
Jesus.
so maybe the 17th.
17th is what it's supposed to be, the 17th.
Sometimes, if you don't put that extra digit in there, it changes almost everything. Mm-hmm. House of Blues coming up in Houston.
Yeah, and then also because I got a few dates with you, but my main gig is being out with Michael Yo. He just signed on to host a game show in Atlanta, so he's taking 3 months off, which means I I now have to take 3 months off. So please, if you have a brewery or a winery or you have a back tool shed or a sauna in Tacoma, I will do it. I just need to get to September because, man, my daughter turned 17 and is going to Coldplay on Friday, and I got a lot of crap to pay for. So
she's going to buy merch.
Yes.
Merch.
Hopefully we can skim off that merch table too.
Yeah.
So yes.
Fitz Dog's got dates coming up in Tampa, Torrance, Point Pleasant, and all you got to do is go to GregFitzsimmons.com. It's very funny stand-up. I'm going to be in Salt Lake City at Wise Guys doing 2 shows Thursday, 2 shows Friday, coming up on the 13th, 14th, and Rudy will be with me there. And then Kimmel's Place in Vegas on the 19th. And just go to AdamCarolla.com for all the info. And until next time, Adam Carolla for Fitzsimmons and Rudy Pavich saying, mahalo.